Because what have we been grinding? We've been grinding the first Descendant. And, well, this is a little bit old. It's a few days old now, but I still wanted to react to this. Is what Descendants do you think need a rework? What, right? What Descendants need a rework? What ones need to be revisited and rebuffed? And how would you do it? So, let's get the dev's attention. Comment below. So make sure when you guys see this video, you link this comment to here on TFD alert, or aka the first Descendant alert. So let's go ahead and go through this. Lepic, I think Lepic is honestly kind of perfect. This is the character I started out with. He is so much fun to play. Ajax, I think if you play Ajax, I have not played with an Ajax player that has an IQ over 10. So I think that's going to be the user operators who have picked Ajax. Because I have not met, like I said, I have not met one with an IQ over 10. It literally just one freaking IQ for each digit that they have. People who are VSs, I think, come from Call of Duty because they're all sweats, they're all tryhards, right? But I respect it because she was also my second choice, but for other reasons. Jaber, I feel like this dude probably needs maybe some of them, I don't want to say the most rework, because with his Transcendent mod, you get 2 turrets, 2 attack turrets. It's not as bad. I ran out of oxygen there. I don't know what happened. But the turret itself, I feel like it doesn't do enough damage. Like, you have to build out Jaber for like max skill damage, and it still doesn't feel like it does enough damage. You know what I'm saying? And it's not fast enough. It'd be nice. It also to make this idea of like having to pull out your turret, look at it, place it, like that's super annoying. If anything, I think it should be the opposite of how Blair's Molotov, or his like little crop dust, right, from him eating all the jalapenos and he crop dust the area, makes everything stanky and just burn everyone's noses. I think that's kind of how the turret should be. It just kind of drops where he's at. I think that would kind of make the most sense. I can't speak too much on Sharon other than great design, kind of right up my alley, but not at the top of my alley. No, there's more alleys that could be gone, that could be traveled. I would like to play her so I can get more of a feedback. I haven't seen too many people play her, but the videos where I've seen like the infiltration missions, seems like she's the only one that can do that. So I'm not too sure. I think I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. She has something that she can do. I just haven't been able to fuck around and do it. Then we have Glay, who's basically like a vampire. She's fine. Blair, oh my gosh, I'd be honored. I'm down with 90% of Blair's attack except for the spicy jalapeno. I don't like that he just basically crop dust and leaves like an X-Defiant, how the cleaners come in and they just drop the bomb around him. I don't like that that's what he does. I would like to see him like throw something. I like throwing kind of like a Lepic grenade, but just like a little fireball that explodes. Then we have Bunny. I mean, Bunny is Bunny. Bunny's fine. If anything, I think the one rework is to reduce the radius of her electric AoE effect, because it's kind of insane. There's no other Descendant that has that kind of clearing ability. Even though I've been playing Volby recently, she is great. She's not nearly as good as crowd control as Bunny is. Then we have the true Call of Duty sweat favorite of Freyna. I think she's fine, truthfully. I like her build. I like how it's set up. I like everything about it. We have Volby is interesting because I think she's great for like farming and maybe doing some of those like special operations. But when it comes to like boss fights, like those void intercept missions, she's gonna be one that you want to stay away from, at least in my opinion. Even with the Transcendent mod where you just stand on some moist area and you get more crit damage, I guess technically that's just a way to cheese more damage, but I feel like there's just other ways that are better. Maybe having like an Enzo with his turret, and we'll get to him and his turret here in a little bit. But we have Kyle, which is basically just an upgraded Ajax in a sense, but not really. He's more like a Strike Titan, while he's more like a Void Titan from Destiny 2. If, this is not my playstyle. I haven't personally ever seen somebody other than an Albion, so I've never done a mission with Kyle. I don't think I've done a special operations with a Kyle. I don't think I've done an intercept battle with a Kyle. So he has to be ass just because of the fear. I've played dang near 80 plus hours on this damn game, and I haven't actually ran into one outside of Albion. It's just like you put on him just to walk around, and then you change somebody else, and then you do what you got to do. It's actually kind of insane. Same thing with Esmo. These two have to be. I've actually played with more Eugens than I have Kyle and Esmo combined. That just by virtue of that, these guys have to get a rework, because what is he? He's not even a like. I feel like a Lepic is a better Esmo, and he's a hard character to kind of grind for. Very interesting in the sense of like, how do they approve such shit? Lastly, we got, not lastly, but next up we have Enzo. I like Enzo. Enzo's kind of was like my first main. He was like after I got Lepic, I was like, okay, I got Freyna. Who am I gonna get? I got an Enzo. Sweet, bet, nice, tits, sweet. Sorry, the VS distracted me. His pretty much two complaints with it, Enzo. His little rocket that he shoots should be at lock on. It should lock on and have some type of homing capabilities, because I hate when you shoot one and then for some reason it just doesn't explode and goes right by somebody, and sometimes it explodes as an AoE, others it just seems like it phases through them like they got the Kami from Naruto. It's insane. Then lastly, the turret on it, I feel like his ultimate with the turret, everyone gets a turret, it's nice because everyone gets a turret, but even with a skill duration buff or mod added to you, it goes by a waste so quickly. And then lastly, everyone's favorite cuck, Eugen. I don't feel like, once more, this bottom row is the least that I've seen, minus Enzo, Kyle, Esmo, and Eugen. These guys aren't very popular. Eugen, I like the idea of support characters and healing characters. In fact, that's the class I normally like playing in games like this. But the fact is, you have to be on top of somebody, no diddy, to actually be able to heal them and to inject them. Once more, no diddy. You got to be on top of somebody to inject them. Like, Koreans were a little too horny on this one. Like, allow him to have a thing to where, like, when all his shit should be able to have a range heal that's maybe not as good, then a range like the mana aspect of it or the energy aspect of it, have like a distance one of those, and then his ultimate be like a little bubble or something that's like almost like Apex, like a lifeline, like the little healing drone that could revive somebody. That should also be a part of his character. They should totally rip that straight from Apex and give that to him. And I think that would help his character become way more popular. But let me know what you guys think about all that. I could agree to disagree on all of these. I would be open to see if there's any changes. Basically, all the male characters need a rework a little bit. Blair, he seems like they were going to use fire magic, but putting circles on the ground seems lackluster. Maybe change it to a meteor, smaller fireballs, and leaving burn fields. That's exactly what I said. I agree with what someone else said in the comments. A big change should to be add elemental resistance to descendants that are elemental based, like Viesa, Bunny, Freyna, Sharon, Lepic, Blair, and Esmo. It doesn't make sense for these characters to take a lot of damage from their element. Actually, kind of true. I like that. That's a good. That, sir, Mr. Geek. This is a good comment. Nice. Esmo needs heavy rework. Told you, his abilities are trash. Told you, from development to timing of explosions. He is laden with ALG response and all actions around them. Even the Transcendent's rolling mine maneuver is delayed and triggering. Glade needs a buff? No, she does not. Enzo should be able to buff his whole party shield and just himself. I actually kind of agree with this. Enzo's reinforcement front line should not be scaled by his max health, or instead it should also be scaled by the additive base stat and not multiplicative. Fair. Yuji needs a complete overhaul? Yes, he does. And we're not talking Jujutsu Kaisen. Freyna needs a decent buff. Don't agree. I think she's pretty solid where she's at. Okay, but yeah, let me know what you guys think.